What has been happening in Nagaland has been a matter of great concern for me. And I'm talking about the protests against the Higher Education Department. The Minister of the Higher Education Department, Temjem Imna Along, seems to be very quiet. Of course, there was a delegation that met him today on the 21st of April 2025. But before that, let me take you back to the 16th of April 2025 when protesters had collected outside the Directorate of Higher Education in Kohima. And at that time, the 147 posts that were filled by regularizing the contractual workers to the posts of assistant professors and librarians was being taken up, and it also exhibited something deeper which is happening within the Naga society. The slogans also pointed to it because they clearly were trying to exhort people to start speaking up, and that people have become silent to something very, very deep. And the leaders of this particular protest did mention this. What they're concerned about is the silence of the Naga society, which is allowing the systemic injustice not just to survive but to thrive as well. Meshen Lokat, who is a Congress leader, and even more importantly, because he's primarily a social activist, and that is where his political side also seems to be springing from. He's the convener of the Combined Technical Association of Nagaland, CTAN. He said, and I quote, "Don't be mere spectators. If you're not standing for the people here today, tomorrow people will not come for you when you need them," unquote. Absolutely correct. And he spoke to the people over there, and that message is for all of you to listen to carefully and understand what he's trying to say, because he said that the reason why the government is taking advantage of all of you is because educated people are silent today. You remain silent. In the entire world, you see intellectuals, educated people come out on the streets, start speaking up, hold seminars, but take the government to task if something is going wrong. But in India, we are seeing a different trend altogether. The government has become so powerful only because the educated, the intellectuals are quiet. They have become completely silent, and that is a matter of great concern. There were lots of people in the crowd who were net qualified aspirants, research scholars, and members of various technical associations. And as far as CTAN is concerned, they have been protesting about a lot of things. They protested about against the Directorate of Soil and Water Conservation over the termination of two legally appointed junior soil conservation officers, JSCOs, earlier on. And at that time also, there weren't too many people who came out to support them, which is the reason why the government is misusing their powers, and they are doing everything which is against social norms, which is against rules, which is according to their whims and fancies. And if this is not taking advantage of you, what is it? And therefore, when I talk about what the other groups said, there were other groups on the 16th of April, like Civil Engineering Association, Nagaland, CEAN, and they also said that there has been a tendency to internalize injustice rather than take collective action, and that is what people have been doing, and therefore people should come out and start speaking. A lot of research scholars were present over there, and from the Nagaland University Research Scholars Forum, Lumami, Tiso Zelhu Beo also said, and I quote, 40 of us came from Lumami to show we are part of this fight. This isn't just about regularization, it's about equity in public recruitment, unquote. There were other groups also. The NURSF from Kohima, Nagaland Library Association, NLA, Agriculture Student Association of Nagaland, ASAN, and CEAN were also present on the 16th of April. And the hashtag Revoke Regularization was launched, urging citizens to use it in their posts and to ensure that they tag the Higher Education Minister, Mr. Temjem Imna, along. And it is important that he is tagged so that you could demand accountability from him. But today, what has happened, and this is on the 21st of April, The minister, that is Temgem Imna Along, has given a positive response and assured that he will discuss the matter in the cabinet. I don't understand. If the minister has been given a 7-day ultimatum by the Naga Students Federation, the ANGSU, over this 147 post regularization, how come it is now that the minister is saying that he's going to take it up in the cabinet? Why can't he take it up on at his own level in his department? Because these appointments have been made by the higher education department. And if the 7-day ultimatum given to the Nagaland government over these 147 posts doesn't result in anything concrete and the regularizations are not taken back, these backdoor entries are not dropped, then the protesters, the ANGSU and the NSF and all the others have warned the government of even more protests. Now, the Naga Students Federation, NSF, and the All Nagaland College Students Union, ANGSU, they have given the 7-day ultimatum, and they were speaking to media persons after their meeting with the Minister of Higher Education, Nagaland, Mr. Temgem Imna Along. The Naga Students Federation President Medhovi Ree said, and I quote, "We have given an ultimatum to the state government for 7 days. It will expire on the 28th. If the government does not roll back or revoke the cabinet decision that was taken on September 11, 2024, the federation will be compelled to take to the streets." The minister gave a positive response and assured us that he will discuss the matter in the cabinet. We are hopeful that today the government will release a statement revoking the decision. Otherwise, the federation, our students and the community will be forced to protest, unquote. After this meeting, the state government called for an emergency cabinet meeting to deliberate on the issues which were raised by the student bodies. The CTAN and the NNOF they've also written to the Chief Secretary demanding the immediate revocation of the government order dated December 17, 2024, which according to them is a violation of Article 16 of the Indian Constitution, which gives equal opportunities to all citizens. And rule number 9 4 of the Nagaland Public Service Commission NPSC, and also an office memorandum dated June 6, 2016 by the Department of Personnel and Administrative Reforms titled Ban on Appointment on Contract Basis. So if you made a law in 2016 that people will not be appointed if they are working on a contractual basis, there will be due procedure which will be followed, then why is it that 147 of these people were given these appointments? It is very, very clear that these appointments are backdoor entries, backdoor appointments given to people of the choice of the BJP and the NDPP government. That means that Mr. Temgem Imna Along has appointed people of his liking to these 147 posts. Otherwise, what is preventing them from retracting this order? Now, as far as the department is concerned, the Higher Education Department in its response had stated that these appointments were made on a fixed pay basis under exigency against non-sanctioned posts and therefore could not be requisitioned to the NPSC. Oh, wow. So, there is no rationale to it, and therefore, the reason for the various organizations, civil societies, the educated community have been questioning the government on this weird rationale. And they're asking if the appointees were regularized or were they just simply absorbed, and if these posts were really non-sanctioned. If they were non-sanctioned, how could you appoint somebody there? How could you regularize somebody? So are these people regularized, absorbed? The government really needs to come out and speak about it. The Higher Education Minister, Mr. Temgem Imna Along, should come out in the open. He's always there on social media, but now when such an important issue is being highlighted by civil society, by the community which considers education as important, the intellectual community and so many students, organizations, why is the Higher Education Minister, Mr. Temgem Imna Along, completely quiet? Very strange, isn't it? So there is definitely something wrong here. This 7-day ultimatum may have been given to him, but the point is, Why were these 147 people appointed? And clearly, if an emergency cabinet meeting was called for today, then it means that there has been some irregularity in this whole procedure. So we are waiting, and we want to know when you'll come out in the open and speak up. Speak to the people. People are speaking up. You need to speak to them. Answer to the queries that people have. Even today, we live in a democracy and not a dictatorship. Mr. Temjem Imna Along, I hope I have made myself clear to you.